It's Monday and it's the 11th of October and it is Columbus Day. I was kind of upset when we got our Catholic calendars in and it said Indigenous Peoples Day. I was like, no, this is a Catholic calendar. It's Columbus Day. If there's going to be an Indigenous Peoples Day, fine. Let's find one. But we don't use it to replace Columbus Day. Read a book by Robert Royal about Christopher Columbus. He just wrote it, I think less than a year ago. And just see the honest assessment of Columbus and the proper praise. The gospel that was in Europe came across to the Americas. And then eventually from the Americas it bounced to other places. Without a Christopher Columbus figure, you don't have that happening, period. God chose Columbus to cross the ocean blue in 1492, and crossing the ocean was the story of Jesus Christ and salvation to spread to the nations. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above, from the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. That'll be an opening prayer for today. Usually we do a song like that for Mass on the holiday. Today I'd like to do one of the works of mercy and just have you look at that. Bear wrongs patiently. Has a lot of wrongs done to people, done to you and me. And there's different ways of dealing with it, but we can forgive and then just try to bear, what has happened to us from whatever wrong has been done to us, or intended or not intended. And there's different reactions to whether it's intended or not. Our reading for this occasion then, bearing wrongs patiently, all the wrongs done against Catholics in the name of Columbus and his enterprise. 1 Peter 2, verses 19 to 21. For whenever anyone bears the pain of unjust suffering because of consciousness of God, that is a grace, but what credit is there if you are patient when beaten for doing wrong? For if you are patient when you suffer for doing what is good, this is a grace before God. For to this you have been called, because Christ also suffered for you, leaving you an example that you would follow in his footsteps. The word of the Lord. St. Teresa of Avila reminds us that to be one with Christ is to participate in his suffering. She says, to desire to share in the kingdom, our spouse Jesus Christ, and to enjoy it, and yet not willing to have any part in his dishonors and trials is ridiculous. Yes. Last year at this time, there was all these statues of Columbus that were damaged and toppled and spray painted with the terrible words, and it brought me a lot of sadness. And we're bearing wrongs as Catholics together, and as Knights of Columbus too. I'm a member of that organization, and it wasn't founded by Columbus. It was founded by a fellow who's becoming a saint, Michael McGivney. But it's based on the fact that the church is here in America, and we've been fought against. There's been a lot of anti-Catholicism. It's why the Knights of Columbus started, and that anti-Catholicism is still present, and in fact picking up a bit. And today on Columbus Day, let us pray that we return evil with good, which return fire with cold water, throwing a bearing wrong patiently attitude at them. And I've been certainly involved with Native American rights. They have a national office in Washington. I've been out west to places where Native Americans are, and I remember in the seminary, a Native American priest met and talked with us in our first year, our pre-theology year. And so that's the priest that writes the foreword to the book by Robert Royal. And just say, get your story right on Columbus as a Catholic, so that that you'll understand that it is bearing a wrong when people knock Columbus. This is Father Barry. See you tomorrow on Tuesday.